Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan, and welcome to Dylan the Truth podcast. If you guys are new to this channel, I would like for you guys to subscribe to this channel and also hit that like button. Deeply appreciated. My segment is about the altercation between Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets and the owner of the Phoenix Suns. Um, I think this was like a couple days ago. The game was a couple days ago. It looked like uh, Yoke was upset about something. He held the ball, and the owner felt the need to hit the ball out of his hand, and Jokic um, shoved the owner. And I think they asked him, what did he think about him shoving the owner of the Phoenix Suns? And he's like, well, he's a fan, right? He has a legitimate argument there. If you're a fan, I mean, don't crowd the player's airspace. And I've noticed a lot of these fans feel like they're entitled. Like they could say whatever they want. They could touch any player or shove them or do whatever it is. And they feel like they could get away with this. Um, I mean, I don't care if he's an owner. He has no right to be, trying to touch a player or try to hit the ball off of the player. I mean, who is this person? Like, yeah, you're an owner, but you're not part of the game. You're not on the court. Like, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the game. I'm tired of these fans always getting involved in, with these athletes. And I'm always with the athletes on this one. I mean, there's so many athletes that have been through it in the past. You had LeBron James that got into it with a few fans. Westbrook is infamous for getting into it with a few fans. I mean, there were some fans, I believe, in Utah, that were shouting out the N word. Boston has like fans like that as well. They shout out an N word too. Steven Jackson's been through it. Ron Artest. I mean, everybody remember the Malice in the Palace. Even if you weren't a basketball fan, everybody knew about that. That happened back in 2004. If you remember, somebody threw a bear at Ron Artest when he was laying on the scoreboard table. And, I didn't blame Ron Artest for attacking that fan because who are you to throw a bear at somebody? Like, he wasn't doing anything to anybody. So he had to defend himself. Obviously everyone knows the story to that. There was a brawl. Fans were fighting against NBA players, and it led to suspensions. Ultimately, it put a stigma on Ron Artest as this loose cannon, just because of that Malice in the Palace back in '04. But my point is, these fans just need to sit there and enjoy the game. I mean, they're getting a little too involved with these players, and I believe like the commissioner needs to do something about that because it seems to be a recurring thing where these fans feel like they could do things or say things and get away with it because they pay money to watch a game. It's kind of like it's like comparing it to like a circus. Like you basically they look at the NBA players as clowns. They're supposed to amuse them. So, they're supposed to entertain them and, they might, shout out whatever it is to the players and the players are supposed to just take it. No. Like the players have their rights to defend themselves. I mean, these fans are starting to get out of hand. Like, just enjoy the game. I'm sick and tired of seeing this stuff. And then when players react to it, they get fined for that. They get suspensions. But what about these fans? Like, I mean, a couple of times some of them got banned, but they should be doing this frequently because this has been happening. And, it's just annoying. It really is. Like, they just take away the joy from the game. They just, like, say what you want, say the player sucks or, you hate the team or whatever it is, but don't be using derogatory terms, to assassinate these NBA players' characters. Like that's unfair to them. Like they're there to play, they're there to win. You know, obviously they got paid millions of dollars, but still, at the end of the day, they're people, just like everybody else. They should be treated as such. They're not animals, or they're not clowns, or they're just there to amuse it. Like, I just don't get it, and it's still going on to this day. Like, they need to put a dead stop to this, man. Because if fans feel like they could continue to do this, then what type of message are you sending to the league and to everybody watching this? Like they feel like, okay, maybe a person like me, I could go to the arena and watch one of the games, and I could just go there and say whatever I want. Like I could shout a derogatory word to someone, and it should be fine. Or I could actually shove somebody, and I won't get penalized for that. No, it don't work that way, man. If somebody, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the players were actually to attack back, but they have to, restrain themselves. Like they have to keep themselves away from that, because if they do attack the fans, then it's gonna look really bad on the players. However you look at it, right? I get it. You're angry. You want to get them back for that, but just be the bigger person and just let the security guards handle that. The security guards are supposed to be taking care of that stuff. As a matter of fact, the security guards should be doing a better job. Why are they that close to the players like that? Like I'll go right back to what I was mentioning about the Malice in the Palace back in '04. While that brawl was going on, you notice there was no police in sight. There was no securities in sight. That was very fishy. Like, what was going on there? Because that should have never happened. It should have never led to that. I mean, NBA took a real hit for that, because a lot of people started to look at it like, oh wow, like anybody could, fight against players. I mean, the securities weren't around, police weren't around. So you just have to be careful, man. These players need to protect themselves, obviously, because you never know. Um, like that's it's just ridiculous. And they were saying that like Jokic was supposed to be suspended for the game against the Phoenix Suns, which would be Game 5. It's a pivotal game, but they couldn't suspend him. There's no way. This game is way too important. It would just be unfair. So I mean, obviously he got fined for it. I believe, I don't know how much exactly, but don't quote me on it. But it could be somewhere around 35,000, or maybe a little less. He got fined for shoving the owner. But I'm glad that he's not suspended, because I really want to see this matchup, and hopefully we get a really good game. And I believe the winner of this game will win the series. I still believe Denver will win that series in 6. I just feel they're a little. They have more depth. They play a little better defense. The camaraderie is there. They played for a while, so they're familiar with each other. I feel Phoenix just. They put all these pieces together and hoping for it to just magically work. And I don't think they have enough to win this series. I mean, they're gonna rely too much on Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, which they would have to put up like 30 plus points each just to even have a chance to win the game. That's asking a lot from those two. But yeah, I just had to address this because I mean, it's just unfair to these athletes, man. They shouldn't have to go through this. They're humans like everybody else. They have feelings too. So like, don't be treating them like they're some animal or like they're a robot. Treat them with respect. And I'll just leave it at that. I'd like to thank everybody who tuned into my video. Till next time, peace.